What is Bruce Lee's true level of combat skills? The various so-called controversies that arise one after another at present are indeed, as the title holders said, these are the ignorant and fearless laymen who only know how to watch the excitement at present. Iron Mouth negates the results of authoritative evaluations by those contemporary experts who can see the way. To summarize the so-called problems of all those who watch the excitement, they can only focus on 2 points. 1. Can Bruce Lee really fight? 2. Can Bruce Lee beat modern fighters? The unified answer to the question from the questioner and the following question from a netizen is as follows. Netizens ask, Bruce Lee's topic has always been controversial, can he become the focus of the controversy? I also believe that Bruce Lee's actual combat skills are definitely not as strong as the current fighting athletes, because now, whether it is a technical system or a series of physical training, diet, and so on, they are much more scientific than before. Bruce Lee is a human being after all. He cannot kick an elephant beyond the limits of his human body. We need to objectively recognize the facts. Although he may not be as capable as we imagined, do we like Bruce Lee just because he can play? Firstly, when evaluating whether a master can fight or what their combat abilities are, one must base their evaluation on the era they are in. It must be based on the world's top fighters and martial artists who have truly practiced, fought, and had professional qualifications with Bruce Lee in the same era, as well as world-class authoritative martial arts professional media in the same era, such as black belt and professional karate, which can be mutually verified through professional evaluations, historical reports, on-site records, etc., rather than relying on these authoritative historical testimonies and first-hand historical materials that can be mutually verified. This is a basic premise. If we evaluate Bruce Lee's combat skills based on his era, the evaluation of his combat abilities is not just limited to the question of whether he can fight or not. We only need to conduct a comprehensive analysis and evaluation based on the historical reports and records of American martial arts professional media at that time, as well as the professional evaluations and oral histories of a large number of top martial artists and world champions of the same era, as well as the boxing champions and black belt disciples of Bruce Lee, which can be mutually verified, to draw a very clear basic conclusion. Bruce Lee, as the founder of Jeet Kune Do, the father of modern free combat who personally transformed the father of American kickboxing through private tutoring in the backyard, the first truly recognized comprehensive fighter, strictly speaking, unrestricted comprehensive fighter, in the current international comprehensive combat world, and the mainstream recognized father of MMA in the current international comprehensive combat world, Bruce Lee's martial arts cultivation and creation, as well as his overall combat training level and combat strength, were far superior to the times in his era, semi-contact transmission martial arts fighting era. If divided and compared according to the weight of the arena, at his level and in his era, Bruce Lee's unrestricted comprehensive combat power has a very obvious, even crushing, generational advantage. As world middleweight champion Jim Kelly and world-class judo champion Hayward Seagong have pointed out, Bruce Lee was able to ignore his opponent's weight level and compete with the heavyweight and middleweight world boxing champions at the time. However, his predictive reaction speed, movement and shooting speed far exceeded his opponent's, while his sense of distance, the rhythm, and timing were super strong. He was able to make his opponents untouchable by entering and striking. In short, he could hit people without being hit. Not only that, as Joe Louis, the father of American kickboxing and a private Jeet Kune Do disciple of Bruce Lee's backyard and former heavyweight world kickboxing champion, once said, Bruce Lee also possesses incredible heavyweight professional boxing and foot-killing power. The overall combat strength of Bruce Lee, which has amazed contemporary champions, coupled with his superb arsenal of unrestricted and all-around combat skills, is the ability and confidence of Bruce Lee to surpass his weight level and dare to fight against any expert. UFC's Magical Kid once met the father of American kickboxing during the promotion of American full-contact kickboxing. Kia once told the Wonder Boy very seriously, saying, Bruce Lee, weighing around 125 pounds. He is one of the most difficult opponents to confront in his career. At that time, Joe Louis's words couldn't help but surprise the Wonder Boy because it greatly exceeded his cognitive common sense. an opponent that can make heavyweight boxing champion Joe feel difficult to compete against. According to Reason, it should also be heavyweight. I didn't expect it to be Bruce Lee weighing 125 pounds. One reason why some people now believe that Bruce Lee's actual combat ability is average is that he is too lightweight to play against heavyweight professional players. The logic of this leverage drop is like saying that the lightweight and middleweight Mayweather cannot beat the heavyweight Tyson, so Mayweather's combat ability is generally the same, but can you say that their logic is wrong and unreasonable? Cannot. Because when a person decides to speak with their head using their buttocks, you can understand that this logic is logical. Because Bruce Lee's strength back then was indeed far beyond their usual understanding, which cannot be blamed for their lack of insight. In reality, Bruce Lee's style genius is rare to encounter for 100 or 1,000 years. So, in terms of their belief in the truth, such as the insignificant skill in the face of absolute power, their conclusion about Bruce Lee is indeed very logical. However, world-class champions and martial artists who have fought and practiced with Bruce Lee during their time can attest to each other. In his era, Bruce Lee was so incredible that he could fight. Those who can surpass the times, weight, and level can fight. Why? Because Bruce Lee is an unparalleled genius in the martial arts field that transcends the times. Because Bruce Lee seems to be a modern combatant who has traveled back half a century to the era when traditional martial arts fighting still dominated. But that doesn't mean we believe Bruce Lee is invincible in the world. No one can be invincible in the world, and no one can prove that he is invincible in the world. Leaving aside specific historical facts, he talks nonsense and decides to talk nonsense about invincibility. It's either stupid or bad. Only, and only from this perspective can we view Bruce Lee. Only then can we truly understand and recognize Bruce Lee's true strength back then. Only then can Bruce Lee understand the champions of that era. From the modern combat concept that completely breaks through sex and rules, the construction of an unrestricted all-around technical and tactical system, modern full-contact combat confrontation training, functional physical fitness, cardiac training and nutrition, recovery, and other aspects. The advantage of differential compaction lies in its existence. In fact, in the final boss battle of the Way of the Dragon, Bruce Lee was definitely conscious and intuitive. He represented the modern unrestricted all-around fighter, while Luo Totua represented the mainstream world-class champion of martial arts in that era. The comparison showcased the huge differences between the two, from the initial warm-up of combat to the scientific and adaptive nature of combat techniques and tactics in combat posture, footwork and mobility. This is Bruce Lee, as a master of Jeet Kune Do, who went on to film and become an actor in the early 1970s with the greatest goal of creating a true kung fu movie that combines education and entertainment. Through the carefully designed visual comparison between modern and traditional high-level warriors in the movie, the ideological concept of contextualization and storytelling is explained. To make martial artists around the world aware that martial arts has fallen behind, martial artists must liberate their minds, break free from constraints, and pursue true unlimited full-contact free combat. That is the true and practical human combat. Anyone in the martial arts world who had fought or witnessed Bruce Lee's martial arts competition during his time admired his martial arts skills, while now many keyboard warriors who had never seen Bruce Lee's martial arts competition suspect that Bruce Lee's martial arts skills do not live up to their reputation. After Lu Bu's death, everyone claimed to have the courage of Lu Bu. I'm speechless. In fact, what Bruce Lee devoted his life to was not regular arena combat, but unrestricted all-around scientific fighting on the streets. Hayward Zaigang, who also ranks in the top 5 of the Judo World Rankings, has received professional evaluations from his peers regarding Bruce Lee's unrestricted combat ability in the arena. He often went to the Lee family's backyard for training and also competed with Bruce Lee. He believes that Bruce Lee's unlimited combat power is 4 times that of his on the arena. In Hayward Zaigang's judo monograph Judoka, there is a photo of him with Bruce Lee. The explanatory text under the group photo clearly tells readers how impressive Bruce Lee is in his eyes.